So let's do this. Hi, I am Priyal, and on today's special occasion of Women's Day, I'm super excited to be having this conversation with someone who's been an inspiration for me every day, like ever since my childhood until today, and I'm sure further on. Well, none other than my mom. We keep having so many conversations, and I'm so happy that today we can get some of these conversations to you all as well. She's someone who I really think that each and everyone should really know much more about her. And today, let's get a glimpse into her as well. So, hi Ma, how are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm very happy to be here. And like I motivate you, you motivate me, you inspire me. So thank you. I'm thankful for today's day.
So, let's dive right into our conversation for today. Let's start off with your journey a little bit, how your journey has laid out and how you've come into the space that you are today at.
So basically, I'm a karma healer presently, but of course, this path was not so easy for me where I am today. And universe has guided me. Like since my childhood, I have faced a lot of emotional challenges, physical challenges, and I always felt why I am facing it because I was not going wrong anywhere. Wherever I gave, I had become a giver. So I gave a lot of love, a lot of help, a lot of courage, a lot of support, but always felt unsupported. Okay, and physical challenges also on and off. So I always felt like a victim, though there was nobody doing it purposefully, but it was happening. And I faced an accident in 2019. Of course, you know it. And that's when everything changed for me. My thought process really changed from a victim person to somebody who has a lot of strength. The only thing remaining with me was my brain working, body was not working, right? So, and you were a motivation because you were doing your psychology and I started my psychology studies, started understanding human being properly, how they think, what they think, why they think. But still I always felt there's something lacking, there's something missing. And that's why I started finding the answers. And I started getting introduced to new gurus, started learning new modalities. I learned karma healing, I learned family constellation and lots of healing modalities, which made me understand that everything what we experience, everything what we go through, the people we meet, okay, all the situations, all are meant to be there, okay. And now I understand more deeply. So the life has become more easier for me. And today being a karma healer, I heal others, I heal myself, I heal my home, my people. So yeah, this is my journey and this is how I am in my today's space.
Absolutely. Your journey's had a lot of breaking points. It's also had a lot of beginnings to it. Something that you mentioned was karma healing. Maybe could you give us a glimpse into what is karma and what's karma healing exactly?
So basically, there's a myth, like every time people say karma, you will suffer because of karma. So I just want people to understand karma is not punishment. It's a lesson, okay? Lesson is something when you learn a lesson, the karma heals or finishes. But before learning a lesson, if you don't learn out of it, it will keep repeating. It will start with small, but it intensifies till you actually learn out of it. Okay? So yeah, karma is, and I heal karmas. Like we come with a lot of baggages from our soul journey, baggages with the people we live with today. It can be from parents, ancestors, with our in-laws, with our children, with the people around us, maybe friends, maybe neighbors. At times we are very good with some neighbors, but with some neighbors we don't get along. With family members also we have good relationship with one sibling, with the other sibling there's something really not right and we don't understand why is it so. It's all coming from your past life. So karma is something we carry with us, and when we are not in a loop, like again and again some problem comes up with a sibling, suppose we are not, so when the problem comes up there's always a question why I'm having this problem only with this person. We don't know the core issue. So I help people to understand the core issue behind a particular challenge, behind a particular situation, with any person, with any space, and I help them release it. And I release the blocks for them and make their life easier.
Yeah. No, that's very interesting. So let's say that, maybe in my past lives, probably I did some karma, some bad karmas, because of which I'm suffering today in my current life. So is there a way that maybe I can fix these bad karmas or just remove them completely from my life so I don't suffer so much? And if it's possible, how can I do that?
So first we need to understand we cannot erase karmas. Okay, we cannot erase it like deleting files. Okay, but we can start getting aware of it.
Yeah.
Getting aware of karma already starts the healing in you. Okay, we need to start responding in awareness, consciously, instead of responding or reacting unconsciously. Okay, when we start getting aware, our consciousness heals. It arises above. How do you arise it? By doing good deeds, by doing good things, by donating things, by helping others, by accepting what you have done.
Yeah.
But until you understand what you have done wrong, how will you accept it? So that awareness has to come to you. Only then it will start healing. But yes, there is a possibility that you can reduce the impact of your sufferings by doing all these good deeds in your life. Change in your thought process, change in your reactions, and change in your way you do things in your life. It can reduce the impact of the karmas of past life and present life.
Right. No, that gives me more of an understanding. It also feels more accessible that just because I've done something wrong doesn't mean that I can't pave my pathway to become a little more better. So there is a possibility of having a better pathway ahead. No, that's very interesting.
So when you talk about pathway, there are many people who go to Himalaya. There are many people who just leave all the things and go and live alone. They select to live alone because there's a different kind of awareness. How the yogis and munis are existing, because they are aware of what they are. They release everything and now they are on the path where they heal themselves. They heal themselves, they are healing others. So this is where the awareness created helps you to heal everything around. So karmas can be healed, but they cannot be erased. We need to understand.
Absolutely. I've also heard a lot of people say often that there's difficulty in breaking generational trauma or ancestral karmas. But you say that women, they might have a unique power to actually do this. Why do you say that?
So every person can do this, but woman has the extra strength. Okay, woman has she is the emotional balance of the house, emotional center of the house, and only woman has the ability to create a life in her belly. इसी को नारी शक्ति कहते हैं, right? So, but we women, we don't understand our own strengths. Okay, we don't understand the power we are blessed with. The day a woman understands what power she's born with, what she has, okay, when she gets aware, she'll start healing, okay? And this awareness, this healing, doesn't only heal her, but she heals the complete generation. पूरा वंश को वो heal करती है, right? She understands emotion on a very deeper level compared to a man. Okay, not every man, but many men, okay? And she's more emotionally intelligent compared to men. Okay, so you must have heard, like, even when it comes to your dad, like he tries to explain you, and when he's not able to, like, Nitu tu dekh le. Okay, and most of the men give up because they understand a woman has the power to handle that situation. Okay, in unawareness they are doing. They know she's strong, but a woman doesn't understand she's strong. And because she's so emotionally strong, she gets aware, she heals, and that is why she is at ease to release her karmas as compared to a man. Because he doesn't understand, and that's why he doesn't get aware of so easily.
A lot of women, we don't realize we're actually carrying with us. You also often, I've heard you say that women, when they're in certain marriages, maybe they're suffering a little. Maybe it's because of a lack of karmic awareness. And I feel that that's a very bold statement to make. What do you mean by that exactly?
So when you talk about karmic awareness, so as I mentioned before, that you need to be aware of why you're living this life, especially for women, because we are born in a house, and when we are shifted to other house, we are always made to feel that we are weak, we are to be taken care of. No, we are taken care of. We are not to be taken care of, but that strength is taken away from us because we are conditioned to think that we are weak. Okay. Now what happens if we are born in a home, we have karmic connections with our parents, but we have more stronger karmic connections and unfinished karmas with our in-laws. Okay. So I want to speak out of a lot of compassion about this, that if you feel unloved, unseen, okay, and you feel anxious about your marriage, you feel no one is taking care of it, you don't need to feel weak. You really don't need to feel weak. And it doesn't mean that you're not compatible with your partner. No, you're very much compatible, but there is something more deeper. You need to get aware of that whatever you're going through, whatever, because you're not able to come out of that relationship, though it's not doing well. But still, after suffering, after going through so much emotional things, still you're still stuck there. Why? You need to understand that why. The deeper connection what you have. What is that unhealed traumas or experiences what were left, which you have come to finish with each and every member. It is not just husband, but with in-laws, it is little deeper. So when we get aware as a woman, we understand marriage better. Okay, instead of running out of a marriage, if we understand and get aware, life will become harmonious and happy for everyone in that marriage, and people associate it. So in India, or I think in India, so marriage is not only about husband and wife. It is the families associated because the bonds are very strong. So when two people are not getting along, all the family members are impacted. So we need to get aware as a woman. We need to understand deeply. We need to understand our soul contracts. We need to understand the soul journey we had with that particular person and our soul purpose also. Everything matters. And when this awareness comes, the marriage becomes harmonious.
Right. Yeah, actually, because they do say that marriage is an institution. It's not just two people who are involved. It's when we talk about especially marriages in India, it's like two families getting married to each other. Interesting. You also mentioned about soul journey, soul contract. Could you give me a little glimpse into what is that?
So me, you or any person on this world, like suppose you have two siblings, okay? You think a different way, your brother, though you all are born and brought up in the same house, but the thought process differs. Okay, some you think on an upper level, he thinks in a deeper level. Why is it so? Okay, because upbringing is same. Because there's something you're carrying from your past lives. So it's not one or two past lives you have lived. There may be new souls also on this earth, but most of us have lived few lives. So we all have some karmic relationship with every person we meet in this life. We have some karmic lessons we learned. We have some unfinished karmic contracts with people. Like, तूने मेरे साथ बुरा किया, मैं भी बुरा करूँगी. But कब करूँगी? अगले जन्म में. Now that person must have been some other relation. Today he is in some other relation with you. But the soul understands each other at soul level. So the contract remains the same, badla. Right? I took a loan in my past life from certain person. Now in this life when I come, I search for that person. Because I am with that soul contract, I need to repay. I keep paying people till I find that person. And the day I find that person, my karma closes, releases. It ends because I learned what I had to. I did what I had to. I completed my karma.
Yeah, gives a little more understanding about this whole institution of marriage and karmic awareness, and how that could actually, this awareness could make marriages a little more, maybe a little more easier pathway for them. So today's day is all about women, and there's something that I really want to ask you very openly. Do you believe that in our society, even today, there are some double standards when it comes to women? And if there are, how does it affect them emotionally or spiritually?
So yes, let's be honest, yes. Okay, even if we believe that we have progressed a lot, women are going out, they are working, they are leading, they are earning. But socially and emotionally, double standards do exist. Okay, if a woman tries to put her points, opinions forward, people say she is overconfident, she has an attitude. But if a boy does the same, a man does the same, he's confident. If a woman takes a divorce, it's like, how can you do this? But if a man does it, woman must be toxic. If a woman chooses a career, she's asked, ghar ka kya? But if a man does same, nobody's questioning him, right? So what happens is, ज़्यादा compromise, ज़्यादा adjustment, ज़्यादा sacrifice. Now women start shrinking in that adjustments. Okay? Even emotional double standards exist करते हैं. Like we are conditioned to tolerate more, we are conditioned to compromise more, we are conditioned to take care that the family stays together, okay, at any cost. Okay, now what happens is the woman starts suppressing herself and it becomes a inherited burden, okay, a conditioning, mental conditioning. और शायद karmic patterns भी यहीं से शुरू होते रहेंगे, right? और मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ इसलिए कि women are not weak, they are mentally conditioned to feel weak. So जागो woman, You need to be aware of this. You need to be aware that you're not weak, right? So I want today's women to know they are not weak. They are conditioned to be weak. Come out of that condition. Break that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let's just let all of that sink in. I'm just glad that you've been very loud and clear about what you said. It's something that we all really need to understand and be aware about it each and every day, honestly. We often even forget about these things. There's a lot of lessons, there are a lot of things, messages that you've said throughout this entire conversation we've had. But keeping in mind today is Women's Day, one last message that you would really love to put it out there for the women out there that you really want to tell them.
So basically, first of all, we need to understand we all are souls. Okay? Nobody is superior, nobody is inferior. If somebody tells you you're weak, please do not accept it. You are here to live your life. You are here to enjoy your life. You are here to fly. You are here to decide for yourself what you eat, how you live, where you go, what you wear. Let it be your decision. Don't take permissions. आप जब किसी से परमिशन लेने जाते हो, कुछ करेंगे, आप उसको हक देते हो, आपको सप्रेस करने का, आप वो हक मत दो ना, आपको किसी को भी हक देना नहीं है. अगर आपकी ये कंडीशनिंग है तो आप उससे बाहर निकलो. दुनिया बहुत अलग है बाहर. सो लाइक व्हाट आई मेंशन, 60% जो है औरतें जो इस सप्रेशन में जी रही है, शायद ये पॉडकास्ट सुन के उनमें थोड़ी हिम्मत आ जाए, उनमें थोड़ी जागरूकता आ जाए कि मेरी ज़िंदगी इससे भी परे है. आई कैन लिव बेटर at my terms. Try to live on your terms. Life is beautiful. Enjoy it, live it, and love yourself. Loving yourself is the most important thing. Love yourself. Nobody else can love you the way you can. So please make sure you love yourself. आप जैसे खुद को देखोगे, दुनिया आपको वैसे ही देखेगी. आप प्यार से देखोगे, प्यार से देखेगी. आप डाउट से देखोगे, डाउट से देखेगी. आप सप्रेस करने दोगे, सप्रेस करेगी. आप शेर की तरह जियोगे, शेरनी की तरह, वो आपकी धार से डरेंगे. आपको डराना नहीं है, बस आपको किसी से डरना भी नहीं है. जस्ट बी योरसेल्फ, लव योर लाइफ, लिव योर लाइफ. थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, Ma. I think that was a very powerful message and much needed for each and every one of us to hear. Thank you so much for having this conversation today, and thank you for each one of you to be listening today. And I really hope that there's a little of something that you could take from our conversation today. See you.